Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy is activated the moment you click on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And this is the lust card or strength card, right? This is about self-control. This is kind of like we are eager to do something. We're holding ourselves back. Okay, I think you're somebody who wants something. You want to be somebody or do something or have an experience or go somewhere or say something. You have this life, this private life inside of you that is just wants to get out, right? We're holding ourselves back from something. What we need is the courage to bring this forth from us, whatever this is. Okay, this is a hunger for something. This is a creative drive. This is your own spirit. Yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see why or what perhaps you're holding back. Well, it's the beginning of something. You really want to take this path. You really want to go and start this new thing or take this risk. We have a Queen of Pentacles underneath. There is your Chariot card. There is your superpower card. That is the card that rules the sign of Cancer, and it's back here. I wonder why we're looking at that. Here we have a Four of Cups and the Hermit mode in the future position. That's very interesting to me. Because with that Cancer energy, it kind of is like, are we too kind of in that stereotypical Cancer energy, you know, where we've got all this stuff going on under the surface, but outside we just have the shell. We just have the hard kind of shell of the crab, right? I wonder if really this lust card, the strength card, is us trying to bring out that creativity from us, trying to get out of our shell, right? And interesting, too, that we have Cancer here. We got the Leo energy here. So I wonder, Cancer, if a great many of you are starting to evolve into more of the Leo energy. That we're learning how to be more confident, learning how to put our best self out there, learning how to tap into our charisma, how to tap into our creativity and our charm, and how to turn it on, how to come out of our shell when we need to, and then, of course, have the ability to go back into it afterwards, right? So I have a very interesting vision of this. You know, we're sort of emerging, we're doing the thing, and then we're going back home. We're going back to the safety of our shell, you know. And it's very interesting. Here we have the Magician, of course we do. We have the Six of Cups, yeah, big improvement from the Four. And the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. 4, 4, and 4. Right? Which is safety, security, stability, right? It's sort of, we just want to do it, get it done, and go back home to our safety and security. But if we don't do it, it's kind of like, well, why don't we just stay home then? We avoid the whole thing. We're going to be back home afterwards anyway. Why go to the party? Right? Why not just stay home? Staying home is going to be very dissatisfying for you. Okay? The Four of Cups up here at the top, it's kind of saying like, look, I feel more comfortable here, not doing it. But I know that's like my fear or my ego or whatever it is. I just want to stay home. And I don't want to do it because it's going to be challenging for me. You know, maybe this is a social situation for you. Maybe this is you getting up in front of the class or getting up at the company meeting. Maybe this is you getting on stage, right? Maybe this is you performing. Yeah. Maybe like me, in your daily life, you're rather quiet, rather reserved. You don't like really talking to a lot of people. You're not extraordinarily outgoing, you know, you're kind of quiet. But then when it's time for you to shine, when it's time for you to do your work, you're able to turn it on and do what you need to do. And you're able to let all of that energy flow out from you. And then when it's over, flip the switch back down, and we're able to go back with the hermit energy, get back to the safety of our sort of our sanctuary, our inner sanctuary, and recover. I think social things take a lot out of you. I think that whatever you do, it almost feels like it, not a performance necessarily, but it has to be turned on, and it's exhausting almost. It takes a lot of your energy, right? I think it's very intense, whatever you do. There is some performance aspect to it because of this Magician card. All right. Let's select the Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right down on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, please put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Yeah. Okay, looking around at the major arcana, of course we have 1, 2, 3. That tells an interesting story. Okay. And of course we got the Magician. The Magician is the one that's capable of doing all of this, that is doing all of this intentionally, right? Coming out of our shell, doing the brave, kind of scary work, right, that we have to do right now, whatever this is that we want to do, but we're nervous about doing it. And of course, being able to unwind and come down and debrief later. And then of course, doing it over and over and over again, and really, I think, really building up something different in our lives. Okay, we got our majors. We got fire. We've got water and water. We don't have any air energy. We've got earth, earth, and earth. Yeah, very, very interesting. Now, there was a point in your life where you lived by the mountains, or there's some connection with a mountain here for you. I don't know what the mountain is. If you live, I think you live there or something, right? Or you used to drive through the mountains or something. The Ace of Pentacles, of course, is that thing you want to do. And this is your courage. You need this lust or strength card. It's the courage to do it. Force ourselves to do it. To get out there and get on stage, turn the camera on, turn the microphone on, make the phone call, give the presentation, go talk to the boss, right? Whatever this is, take that step. Okay? This is something that you want eagerly. You want it. You want that promotion. You got to go talk to the boss. You want to be successful and I don't know, you want to be creative, or you want to express yourself, or you want to get your idea out there. You gotta get up and give the presentation. You gotta make the pitch, right? You want to be an actor. You gotta go to some auditions. I used to think that I would love to be, on TV, or an actor, or maybe a voice actor or something. I think I got a good face for voice acting. But it's always makes me nervous to have to go audition, have other people in the room watching me. That's why I feel like in this situation, it's easy for me, because it's just me and you. Not a lot of people. There's not thousands of people here right now. It's just me and you. Right? It feels one-on-one to me, and that's the way it's going to work for me. But this is something that you really eagerly want, and maybe this is the idea of you want that job. You got to go on the interview. You want that promotion. You got to go talk to the boss. You want the success, you want the fame and fortune, you want the love, you got to go talk to the person. You got to put yourself out there. You want to be a comedian, you got to get on stage, tell a joke, and it's something that you desperately want, but there's something holding you back. I think it's sort of a anxiety. It's kind of just the daunting, the seriousness of it. It feels like a really big, huge step, and it is. The first step is the hugest step. Getting out on stage is the biggest step. Getting in the car and driving to the audition is the biggest step. That's the hardest part, is just getting going. It's kind of like we want to get up and conquer the day, but I don't want to get out of bed. Getting out of bed is the hardest thing. That first step is the hardest step. It's gonna build momentum from here, because we're going to take another step and another step and another step. You may go on one audition, it may suck bad. but you did it. Now you can go do another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, until it's like you're good at going on auditions. You haven't got the part yet, but you're getting comfortable going on these auditions until there comes a point where you're going to be able to go on an audition and you're going to be able to put forth your very best effort. Because it's the idea here that you are a wonderful actor. You're charismatic, you can get into the emotion, you've got the expressions down the mat. You're just an amazing actor when you're alone, at home, in your room, with no one else around, and it's late at night. The idea is that we need to be able to take that energy and express it kind of on command, at will, right, with the magician. We need to be able to say, now I'm doing it. Here I am. And I think really it's through repetition. The more you're able to do this, go and do the uncomfortable thing. Have the courage to go and do it and do it and do it until going on auditions is like nothing. It's like brushing my teeth. It's just, I do it is easy. Doing it to the point where it becomes so comfortable and so routine and so habitual that then we can really start letting this magic out of us. That makes sense? That the first couple times you go on the audition, you're not going to do a very good job. People aren't going to see what you're really made of. So maybe it's like go out and practice first. Get comfortable doing it. So then when it really matters, you can be your absolute very best actor self, or whatever this is for you. I don't know if it's acting. But it is through repetition. And I really feel like it's kind of the advice here to start small. Go do some really just meaningless auditions that you don't really care about as a way to practice. It's kind of like go do some open mic stuff to get comfortable. Right? Get comfortable in your own skin, get out of your shell so that when you go to that big audition or you're really going to go do your pitch or you're going to whatever, like you're so comfortable that you can do the best job. Because I feel like to me it feels like someone who's just an amazing singer when they're in the shower. But on stage, they're not comfortable and their voice cracking and croaking and all this kind of stuff. They're off key and it's grating, you know. And it's not a true representation of their talent, right? So that's what I'm feeling here for you. I feel there's a lot of this talent in there that needs to come out of you. Because if you don't, and it's locked up in this Four of Cups, it's not going to be fun. You're not going to like that. I think that you're someone who's kind of saying, well, you know, yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm okay here. I don't want to do it. I'm more comfortable just staying put. This is a sailboat that is stuck in the harbor because it doesn't want to get dirty. It doesn't want to be out in the storm. It doesn't want to be at risk out there on the open ocean. But why be a sailboat if you're just going to be stuck at the harbor? It's kind of like you buy a new car, but you don't want to drive it because you don't want it to get dirty or scratched. You know, it's like you buy a new pack of tarot cards, but you don't want to shuffle them and use them because you don't want them to get bent or twisted or dirty or anything like that. I've had these now for years. This is the first tarot deck that I started with on this channel, and I hand trimmed these cards myself, and I've been using them every day for the last 3 years. And they're bent up and they're scraped and they're a little worse for the wear, but they're comfortable. They feel like they're part of me, you know. And I feel like we need to pursue this. Okay? Because this creative energy, whatever this is inside of you, is not going to be quiet. It's not going to go away. You know? And we may try to convince ourselves. That's what this card's all about. It's us saying, I'm fine where I'm at. I'm okay. And we're just we're pretending that we don't want it. We're pretending that we're happy here. But we're not. It's like a sailboat that just refuses to sail. Okay? Just stuck in that safe harbor. Yeah. Now, the Chariot card in the background here, I think, is, in a way, it kind of feels like that is the stereotypical Cancer energy for me right now. It feels like it is, we're in our shell. We've got a purpose. We've got a destiny. We've got the armor on. We're protected. We are ready to go. We're all gassed up. The wheels are greased, but we're not moving. It's like we've prepared for everything, but we just haven't yet executed, you know. And to me, I mean, you look at the contrast between these two, the Cancer and the Leo. So we need that preparation. It's like you're in the car, the key's in the ignition, but you're not starting the engine and you're not driving off. You're not sailing off. It's like you've loaded up the sailboat with all the supplies. You've purged the bilge and whatever the heck else you do, but you're not untying yourself from the dock. You're not shoving off, you know, and so it's kind of like we're stalled out here. We need to execute that, and it kind of feels, and this is very interesting too, because we have Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Isn't that cool? If I were you, I'd watch both the Leo and the Virgo readings as well, because I feel like they might really show kind of what's coming next and what's coming next after that for you. Very interesting. We've never had that before, where we've had the zodiac in that way. So this is a cardinal, fixed, and a mutable sign. It's kind of like you're ready to begin. You've got to go through the long, grueling, repetitive, torturous, you know, kind of the process of it all, if you want to ever kind of wind down and do it. So it's kind of like we leave the house, we do the thing, we go home. We set off on the journey, we go through all the trials and tribulations of the journey, and then we arrive at the end of the journey. Okay. I feel like you're evolving into your more confident self, and it's going to come by way of doing this thing. And the Queen of Pentacles is looking toward the past, looking at the long and winding road. And to me, it feels like we're trying to learn from the past. We're trying to, it's like practice, you know. It's like you'll go do some open mics, and then you'll sort of, you'll think back, or maybe you'll have somebody film it for you or record you, and then you'll look back at it later and you'll think, okay, well, yeah, that wasn't too bad. How can I do it better? How can I be differently? I seem real stiff. It's like the way I started this YouTube channel, right? First I started on Reddit. I just was practicing. I wasn't even filming it. I was just typing out my tarot reading and sending it to people on Reddit. And I would kind of say, well, the feedback is good. I mean, people liked it, and well, maybe I'll do a little bit more of that. And I said, well, what if I just, instead of typing it out, what if I would record a little video on my phone and email it to them to give them their readings, you know? And I would do that, all right? And I said, well, what if I just film like me, like front camera, and I put it on YouTube and I do it that way? And I would do that, and I would go back and I'd look at it and be like, oh gosh, I really don't sound good. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I'm talking. But doing it over time, repeating it, and watching yourself grow is encouraging. Watching the way that you're getting better and better every time. You're getting more comfortable in your own skin. You're getting comfortable in that environment. The stage now is going to feel like a second home for you because you've done it 1,000 times, community theater. Now you're ready for the big time. Now you're ready for Broadway because you've gotten so comfortable in that training that the best possible performance that's in you now has the right opportunity to come forth. And that's what that lust or strength card is, that Leo energy. Okay? And then in the future position, of course, we have the Hermit, which is sort of the going back home later. And it is the introspection, the circumspection, the debriefing. So this is kind of like, this is that phase where we sort of think about what we did and how we can do better. That we're trying to, for one, I think that for you, Cancer, it takes a while for you to unwind. Okay. Now, what's the, you wear like a cross or a crucifix or something around your neck? Some kind of a gold necklace. I think it's a cross. Yeah. Spirit's referencing that for some reason. I don't know if it's something that you kind of fidget with when you're thinking about this stuff. Maybe. But anyway, I think that you need a lot of downtime. It takes a lot for you to unwind from things. You know, you go out and you have this performance and it's just kind of like it exhausts. You need like a good night's sleep. It takes you a while to get home. Maybe you have to take a bath and have some hot tea and really unwind before you can sleep that night. Because once we're in this creative energy like this, it's really high intensity with this card. I feel like it takes you a while to sort of calm back down to where you can go to bed. You know, really in this exhilarating kind of energy here. I think the Hermit really is talking about the dedication to this path for you, and the way that you are, you're focused on it. It's not just a hobby. It's not just something that you wanted to do once just to prove you can, just to sort of, just to build a little confidence or something, or to like overcome a fear, right? No, it's something that you're saying, okay, now I don't want to do anything else but this. And so this is like we're hunkered down, nose to the grindstone, going kind of hermit mode in order to refine our craft. But it doesn't stop here. We have to get back in the car, and go do it again. Because this is kind of like after a night of socializing, you just want to hide for a week. We go do this really, really big thing, and then it's like, okay, leave me alone for the next month. We don't want this hermit mode to become isolation, or to become kind of like too much of like we're sequestering ourselves. We got to get right back to it. And we got to do it again and again and again. Repetition, I think, really is the key here for you. But it's a repetition that isn't just like torturing ourselves. We're learning and we're growing and we're watching ourselves grow through this process. And we're getting comfortable the more times we do it. We'll always be nervous. We'll always be kind of awkward or uncomfortable or anxious, but we'll be getting more and more comfortable as well. We'll be able to do it, I think, with this magician energy, which we'll talk about now. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Your general energy is this magician, and this is your ability to cause change and conformity with your will. Your will is to do this thing, to have this energy in you come out, whether it's, whatever it is. It feels like it's something creative or something performative, like music or art or dance or a speech or, something, right? Maybe this is about you, like having to get up and give a presentation, or you have to lead the meeting or something at work, right? Well, let's practice it, Let's get good at it. Let's do it. We do it at home alone for a while, and then maybe we go out and do it at open mic, or we do it with friends or in front of family members or something. Do it in front of your significant other before you got to go do it on the big day, right? And we'll get good. We'll understand what our blockages are. We'll understand, like, I got to learn how to breathe. I got to learn how to pace myself. I got to slow down. I got to be aware, like, what I'm doing with my hands all the time. We learn what the challenges are that we have to face, because we want to be a smooth channel. We want to be a clear conduit for that creative energy to come through us. Okay, it's like an artist, a graphic artist that has an image in their head, but then when they draw it on paper, it's terrible, right? Like, I'm picturing a person, and you draw it, and it's a stick figure. It's like, well, wait a minute, I'm better than that. So what's preventing us from doing that? What do we have to learn? How do we have to adapt? What do we have to do? How do we have to grow, right, in order to accurately express what is within us? Okay, because again, I think there's like this great actor in you, but when it comes out, it's just like falls flat, Or like you're a really, really funny person, but when you're up on stage, nobody's laughing, right? We have to find out why that is. What do I need to do? Do I need to learn stage presence? Like, do I need to learn pacing? Or is it, I don't know. I don't know what it is for you. But there are ways that we have to adapt and learn and grow and develop, okay, to get better and better so that we can be that clear channel to express whatever this is inside of you, okay? And the magician is the one that is making that decision to do it. Yeah, that's saying, this is my will. This is what I want in life. This is what I'm meant to do. This is my destiny. Whether I like it right now or not, this is what I'm supposed to do. I know that I won't like it if I don't do it, but I'm scared to death of doing it. The magician is saying, sorry, we're doing it. The Six of Cups in the environment is very interesting, because this is about love, connection, community. This is you sailing your vessel, because here, right, we're in the safe harbor. we're looking out at the ocean and we think there's storms out there. I don't want to go that way. But we're going to do it anyway. I think we're expecting storms. But what we find is love. What we find is acceptance. What we find is connection and appreciation, right? Instead of there being, a hostile world out there, we're getting hugs. We're getting a lot of love out there doing this thing, okay? A lot of support. And, I think that even when we're struggling, it's like people are going to cheer you on, through that struggle. And that's going to encourage you. So I think I think the reality of what's out there is going to be a lot better than you expect. Okay, we're expecting storms. And that's kind of anxiety, right? We're expecting disaster. We're expecting danger. It's here somewhere. I don't know how it's going to show up, but it's here. I think this is a relief. It's kind of like, wow, people like it. Like, this is like you're telling your jokes. People are laughing, that you're doing these performances, and yeah, maybe you don't get get every part you audition for. I don't know. Are there any actors that have gotten every single part they've ever auditioned for? I think everybody has been rejected at some point, But I think you're going to connect with what you're meant to connect with. And it's going to feel really, really good. It's going to be very, very reinforcing. Yeah, this is being part of a group, part of a community. This is you out there doing the thing that you love to do, kind of regardless of what the outcome is. You're out here telling your jokes. It doesn't matter if you're succeeding or if people are booing or what the reception necessarily is. It feels good just to be out there doing the thing rather than staying here not doing it. Yeah. So the Six of Cups is telling me that you're going to find a lot of support out here, okay, and a lot of pleasure. You're going to find a lot. It's going to be very rewarding for you to do this, even when there are failures, even through the repetition, even when things aren't going exactly according to plan. Okay, we've got to use our voice. We've got to get out there and do it. I want the mystery card to be some air energy, and I usually don't say that. We have the Four of Wands in the position of the obstacle, and I think it really is like, it really is just the repetition is going to be the difficulty. I think that, the more times we go around this circle, the more times we complete the circuit, the easier it will be. It's a spiral. It's not a circle here, right? I think we're going to find the pleasure and satisfaction of doing it, not just the pleasure of like, oh, people like it, or people said I was good, like the feedback, right? That's important too, but the feedback from yourself, the satisfaction that you have, that hit of dopamine that you get because you pushed yourself and you did something challenging, right? And it's like you're walking off stage, you don't care about what the audience, you don't even remember what the audience was doing, but you feel good because you did it. You followed through. Right? Regardless of the outcome, you did it. And we keep doing that. We keep doing that. And we keep growing, right? Because we're getting that feedback. We're doing the difficult thing. We get the good dopamine. We get the good internal feedback. We get that satisfaction of having kind of overcome our fear a little bit and push through our anxiety. And it's rewarding to us. Personal reward, So it allows us to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And that builds it into a very solid habit until you feel absolutely comfortable out here doing this thing, that it's become a habit. It's become a part of you that is very easy to do. When we repeat something over and over and over again, it becomes a habit. And then it just sort of happens automatically. We don't even have to really do it, try, And so that's then allowing you, once it becomes a habit, it becomes so routine that you can do it in your sleep. That's when you can really bring the fire. That's when you can really bring that creativity, because it's, everything, all the sort of practical considerations are taken care of. Now you can just let your creativity flow from you. Yeah. I want to look at the mystery card. I do want a little bit of air, but I don't know. I'd like to see some Empress energy, maybe another magician, maybe a Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. It's another Chariot. It's another Chariot card. It really is Cancer o'clock here. It really is your time to shine, okay? And I feel like you're not changing your nature. You're not becoming someone who you aren't supposed to be. You're becoming the best version of yourself. You're not trying to be like anybody else. If you're a comic, you're not trying to be like that comic over there or that actor over there or that musician over there. You're trying to be you. And that's what's really going to make you a success, is by being the best version of yourself, because the world needs you. There's no one out there like you. You have to do what you do. Don't try to be like anybody else. I think you're bringing out the very best qualities of the Cancer energy as well. Creativity, sensitivity, devotion, commitment, love, family, you know. And yeah, you're coming out of your shell. And I think it's going to be a wild ride for you. Really, truly. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We're going to do some oracle cards. We're going to do an I Ching reading. There's a link in the corner, and there's a link down below. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.